going on, everybody? This is Q, the author, and welcome to my unsolicited thoughts, where we're going to review videos on relationships, any hot topic I come across on via Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. So without wasting any more time, let's jump into it.
And another big story we're following at 5 o'clock. A transgender woman says she was sexually assaulted while incarcerated, refused medical care, and then placed in solitary confinement because of her gender identity.
She's now suing the state, alleging her constitutional rights were violated.
WJZ investigator Mike Helgren has been on this story from the start, live in East Baltimore tonight, where one of the facilities are where this alleged mistreatment happened.
And Mike, we want to warn our viewers that some of the information in this case is disturbing.
Nikki and Rick, it is, but Chelsea Gilliam wants everyone to hear her story. She says she feared she would die here. Her lawyer tells me there's a pattern of abuse among transgender inmates here in Maryland, and the state needs to do more to protect them.
I'm filing this lawsuit today because I don't want what happened to me to happen to any other trans woman.
Chelsea Gilliam says she was housed with men, leading to a sexual assault, and then placed in solitary confinement simply for being transgender.
All right, so off the rip, if she's transgender, but you still have the male anatomy, they're going to house you with men. And I'm not just saying this, making it up. I have experience in that field, so they're going to house you with men if you still have the male anatomy. And I don't know if it's changed much, but I think even if you don't have it, they're still going to house you with men just for safety protocols and things like that. Some women are in fear of transgender men being housed with them because of their strength and other things like that. But being transgender, she should have never been let into regular population. We used to do like a PC segregated type thing where we had a unit that was specifically transgender women, and they were housed separately. It should have never happened. And the fact that it was a sexual assault, it should have been charges filed on the person that did the sexual assault. So let's keep going.
She spent 6 months locked up for an assault charge at the Baltimore City Correctional Center and Maryland Reception Diagnostic and Classification Center, both run by the state, both in East Baltimore.
I would say that I was treated like an animal, but it was worse than that. People love and respect their animals. I was treated like an alien from the moment that I entered Baltimore City Corrections by inmates and staff.
Gilliam says she was denied hormone treatment and eventually left in a cell for 23 hours a day. Her lawyer alleges the state violated her constitutional right against cruel and unusual punishment.
Shackled at the wrists, ankles, and waist every time she left the cell. DPSCS violated its own rules for the treatment of transgender inmates, and Ms. Gilliam suffered the consequences.
Now, in my experience, 6 months locked up, and if you are transgender, you do get your hormone treatments and everything like that. I had a transgender unit when I was working in the facility, not that facility, but in the facility, and I distinctly remember people saying that they got all their treatments. They can't deny you any medical right, no matter what it is. They have to give you what you need. So that was a violation by the state. 23-1, that's common. Being locked down 23-1, shackles, handcuffs, whatever. If you have posed yourself as a violent inmate, been in multiple fights or whatever, or as pose a threat to anybody, yeah, they're gonna shackle you. They're gonna waist chain you. You're gonna come out, and it's hard to walk in that stuff. I remember when I went through my training, walking in ankles and shackles and waist, it was torture. But so far, still look like the state was wrong as far as the sexual assault.
The Department of Public Safety has not responded to WJZ's request for comment. This is not the first time the agency has come under fire for treatment of transgender inmates. In 2019, Amber Cantor alleged an officer placed her in a chokehold, dragged her through central booking, and dropped her on her face, leaving her with no immediate medical treatment. She says it was in retaliation for her complaints about how trans inmates were treated. And last month, the General Assembly heard from those who say they were victimized.
Now that was fucking ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if she was knocked unconscious when she hit the ground, But if it was just a simple complaint and you were trying to put somebody back in the cell, this way of doing things, and choking somebody and then dropping them on their face, it looked like he choked her out. I'm not 100% sure, but the way her body went limp, yeah, that's not good. And the fact that they have it on camera makes it even worse. But let's keep going.
Demanded the state house inmates consistent with their gender identity.
He proceeded to sexually assault me every single day. I have PTSD from this. I was in solitary confinement.
Gilliam hopes her lawsuit will force the correctional system in Maryland to change.
They don't have to like us. They don't have to respect us, but they don't get to disrespect us and discard our whole existence.
And after asking throughout the day, just moments ago, we did receive a statement from the Department of Public Safety. They say they take seriously and with urgency every incarcerated person's safety and dignity, that they're working with the transgender community and committed to updating their policies. Reporting live in East Baltimore, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
All right, so the state was definitely wrong, or the city was definitely wrong in some of those situations, especially when dude choked the girl out and dropped on her face. I don't know what he was on. Assault is something that happens in jail. It's a fight. But sexual assault, that's a totally different situation. Terminology definitely has changed. So sexual assault can be somebody talking to you a certain way versus somebody actually touching you. So when the person was saying they was in solitary confinement and they were being sexually assaulted on a daily basis, solitary confinement, you're locked in a cell by yourself. I don't know how that would happen, not discrediting the story. Only person I could think that is sexually assaulting her is the officer, which that would have been a whole nother case in itself. So that's a little iffy on that one. But in my personal opinion, yeah, this is a messed up story. The city was definitely wrong. I went into it thinking that it was just a situation where the transgender woman was complaining that she was being housed with men, but actually watching the story, no, the city was definitely wrong. They were wrong in every aspect of the way they handled it. They should have had a separate unit, mistreating people just because of how they live their lives. That's absolutely wrong. Yeah, I don't know where to go from that. Read some comments on it. All right, so first comment I say, see, jail isn't fun. Next time, stop being a violent male thug and don't get locked up. Shoe is protect the custody. Devontae's lifestyle has consequences, and acting as an ass in jail isn't in your interest. He needs a separate unit for other males. No intrusion into women. All right, so some of what he's saying is true, but jail isn't fun. I don't know if this person is a thug. I have no damn clue. Shoe is a protected custody unit. I don't know about this person's lifestyle, so I can't even comment on that. It should have been a separate unit, absolutely. But intrusion into a women's facility, it will never happen. I think it happened where they tried to put a transgender woman into a female facility. I think 3 people wound up pregnant. So it's not going to happen. It's never going to be a thing that the jail goes along with, jail or prison. It amazes me that they commit crimes and then demand special treatment in jail. All right, so people do commit crimes, but when they're in your care, custody, and control, that's all you can care about. You can't care about what their crimes are. And I have had a lot of crazy people come through, but my job was care, custody, and control. I had to care for them, maintain custody, and maintain control of everything that they came in contact with, no matter how big their crime was, how small their crime was, how they lived their lifestyle, whether it had been perverts, people that off people, whatever you can think of. I don't care how bad the crime was. I had to treat that person with a certain level of respect, stability, and make sure that they receive whatever treatment it is. Sometimes you do have people that get special treatment. Ramadan inmates, that's special treatment due to religious purposes. It is what it is, so I don't agree with that person. That's just That's just wrong. I'm not even gonna read that. Build a trans jail and prison. Nah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Percentage wise, it's not even a big enough population of trans people to build a separate facility. It's a nice thought, and if they ever did do it, it'll probably be one jail in the middle of the United States or one prison in the middle of the United States, and everybody go there, because the percentage of trans people is just not big enough to build a whole prison or a jail structure to house them. I remember in my unit, I used to have my unit could hold up to 135 people or something like that. And I only had like 8 trans people. They had their own cells and everything like that. So nah, that just wouldn't work. And that was in the whole county, 8 trans people. So they're not building a whole jail facility. Officer needs to be fired if it was transphobia. This shouldn't be allowed. Being in jail doesn't justify being discriminated. Absolutely right. Transphobia is a thing. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm an officer and somebody's being racist towards me, I have to eat that. I don't care what you're saying. I can't stoop to your level. I don't care about my personal beliefs. None of that matters. I have to tuck that in, stay professional. So if he was transphobic, yeah, he needs to be fired. But police officers and correction officers, probation officers, they never get fired, and it's not because, oh, the department is protecting them. It's the union. It is what it is. That's just fucked up. I'm not reading that. There's a lot of transphobic people in the world. All right, so not all the comments I feel comfortable reading, because some of this is very, very bad. But all in all, yeah, that lawsuit was justified. Follow me next time on my next episode. We're gonna review something else, maybe a little different, maybe a relationship scenario, maybe, I don't know, whatever I come across. If you got an idea, send me something. Till next time, peace.